Hey friends, I hope your Sunday is going well and life is treating you well and we're ready for another new week. I am not going to talk too much in this one. I'm trying to make it as quick as humanly possible, but today is the video on when people look and feel different than maybe we are used to having or what we're used to having in the past. So I made my little notes because I'm a note taker, so if I'm looking down, that's why. But I want to make sure I get everything covered. These are in no particular order, so don't feel like number 10 is more important than number 2, because it's not. If it made it on the top 10 list, pay attention. First one, number 1, is somebody who is genuinely a good person. They are taking an active interest in your life and getting to know you. Not what you can do for them, how they can benefit you, but what you bring to the table. Who are you as an individual? And sometimes this one will trip people up because if they're used to people in the past who tried to get to know them and they opened up to them and then it bit them in the butt later on because that person turned around and used that information against them or whatever happened, then our automatic thought is keep anybody and everybody at arm's length away, when in reality that could be a very good person and we are not listening to our gut that maybe they are in fact a good person, somebody that we should try to pursue, and instead it's, I've got to keep you away because I won't get hurt. I get it. But they're the ones that, 2 things that you can actually look for is that person's trying to get to know you with boundaries. So number 1 boundary, they may ask you questions and say, do you mind me asking? I do this with my clients all the time because I understand that a lot of my clients struggle with opening up to other people and feeling comfortable to do that. So if I'm trying to take that conversation deeper, but I'm not trying to go where they're not ready for me to go, that's one of the main questions I'm asking. Is it okay if I ask you whatever my question is? Or I ask a question followed by, but if you don't want to answer it, if it's too personal, by all means, you don't have to. I'm going at your pace because I respect you, I respect your boundaries, and we're trying to create a friendship, or we're trying to create this. In counseling, it's a counseling relationship. I'm not trying to just shove you into the deep end of the pool where you're not ready to go. Same thing will apply in our personal relationships as well. Those people are trying to get to know us, but at a pace that we're comfortable with. Number 2 is that they accept you without condition. So this looks like accepting you as a whole. It's not like, oh, well, I like this and this about you, but I don't like all of this other stuff about you. I don't like your past. I don't like the things that you've been involved in. Well, ma'am or sir, how do you think that I came to be this person that's sitting in front of you today? Because of those things that I went through, I grew through, I triumphed through. So you don't get to cherry pick it. If somebody's not going to accept you as the whole package that you are, let them go. Let them get out of there and go find somebody else that they can tear apart and pick apart, but it ain't going to be you. Number 3 is that they are supportive of your goals. So this is especially true in relationships, because sometimes we get into new relationships, we're excited, it feels good. It's like that honeymoon stage that we like so much. And we start putting a lot of time and energy into that person and into building this relationship, that sometimes our goals and the things that we were doing before we met them goes by the wayside. But those are going to actually be the people that are constantly asking you about those goals. Where are you at? How can I help? What can I do to help you be successful in that? They don't want you to just sit and spend every waking second thinking and doing and being around them. They want you to have your own life too. And so if you are used to maybe toxic relationships or even friendships in the past, that it was you being expected to be there at every beck and call, then somebody who's pushing you to stay on the same path that you were before you met them is probably going to look different, feel different. That, wait a minute, you want me to do good? You want me to, do my own stuff? What is this? Who are you? It can be weird when you're not used to it. Number 4 is that you don't have to sacrifice your values or your morals for their acceptance. So if you are leaving a certain way of life in the past, whether that's drinking, drug use, partying, selling, whatever, then that is not something that you have to entertain when it comes to these new people. really good people, I don't mean to make this sound mean because it's not designed to be mean, but they're probably not into that either. So they're not looking to be, doing those types of things, nor do they want you to do it. They want you to stay far away from it, because if they're getting to know you and they respect you and they value you, then they're not trying to ask you or put you in a position where you're moving backwards instead of moving forwards. Number 5 is they respect your boundaries. So the boundaries that you have put in place, if there are certain things that you're not willing to do or be a certain type of way, they like it, they appreciate it, they value that about you, and they're not asking you to bend that, break it, or trying to push you to see how far they can get with it before you kind of put an end to, not allowing them to be a certain type of way. Number 6 is they also have their own boundaries. So as much as they're not, you're looking at sticking to your boundaries, they're sticking to theirs. So there's things that they're not about. Maybe that's people coming in and out of their life or doing certain things, getting in trouble, rather that's with the law or whoever. You're trying to stay as stable as humanly possible within that friendship or in that relationship, and they're going to have that same expectation of you, that you don't overstep their boundaries, you don't push those boundaries or take them outside of a place that they're willing to go. Number 6, or is that, nope, that's number 7. They're there in the bad times, not just the good. So this is a big deal. This could be anything from you having a bad day at work and that person is like, hold up, I'm on my way, I'm going to get us some pizza, we're going to chill, we're going to watch Netflix, we're going to hang out, play a game, do whatever. They're there to cheer you up, all the way down into your more serious situations. Somebody passed away, you lost a job, something massive. They're not the people that are like, well, that sucks, I hope it works out for you. Call me when things are back to being good so we can go back to hanging out. They really want to make sure that they're there for the whole thing. They want to be a support for you in the good, the bad, and the ugly, not just one or the other. Number 8 or number 9, I'm so off now because I went out of order, so it screwed me up. But they tell you the truth even though it may not work in your favor, not their favor, your favor. So this kind of looks like maybe you're dating somebody new and this person, your friend or whoever is like, I know some information on that person, or I get a vibe about that person, and I don't think that you would be making a good decision by getting involved with them. Or they see something in you that's not going well and they're calling that out. They're showing you, telling you, hey, you're screwing up, or something is happening that I don't think is good. They're going to tell you that. They are risking you being mad at them. They're risking that you might get your feelings hurt, but they're still the ones to sit there and tell you that anyway because they care enough to do it. Those in my book are hands down, excuse me, they're the best to have around because they're not just going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. Another one, excuse me, is that they don't gossip about other people. I know it's human nature to gossip. It's, oh, I heard this really really interesting information about so-and-so. I can't wait to tell you. But most of us also learned around middle school age that if somebody is willing to talk crap about somebody else with you, then they're probably willing to talk crap about you to somebody else. So, yeah, no. If you're talking crap about everybody else, that shows your character. I'm also questioning, what are you saying about me when I walk away? I don't really like that. I don't want to feel like you're cool to my face, but you don't have my back when I'm not around. I need to know that those two things are equal across the board. And if somebody's always got something to say about somebody, it's not a good look. And the last one is this, they're the same around whoever they're hanging out with. There is not like, okay, they hang out with this friend group and they're a completely different version of themselves. I don't even know who you are anymore. They don't need to tweak and mold themselves into whoever they're around. They're the ones that are just very confident, comfortable in who they are and what they bring to the table. You don't feel like you have to bend and mold and, match yourself to their energy depending on, who they're hanging out with or what y'all are doing. So that's my 10 things. If you have questions about it, reach out, schedule an appointment with me. It's always something we can talk about. and let me know if these hit home for you. Have a good one, guys. Thanks. Bye.